Someone's been here because they've rolled that bottle over.
There's a quad bike truck here.
Quad bike guy's been here. You got to be kidding me.
More than 50 years ago, many of these old buildings were still in use. We never knew they would end up in a mess like this. For some reason in this trip, we came across so many paper spiders and food babies. This old building could still possibly be restored, but time is ticking. We don't know what it was used for, and I haven't been able to find in any records during my research what it may have been.
Fred was here in 2015 and before that in 1946.
Fred was at the other place too. I wonder what fell this thing. It's pretty wet in here.
But the roof, like the timbers are still okay.
These timbers. I wonder if that's tiles off the all this plasterboard.
Yeah, the plaster doesn't matter though, you can... And once again we've found a little nest of poo. It smells like rats in here. Someone swept it up in here. And that's plastic wiring, so it's not that old. But that up there is pretty old because it's got the insulators and on the wall, on the roof. Yeah. What's that little room?
That might be a toilet.
Oh, there's your toothbrush.
Yeah. It's your asshole brush.
Who would hang their ass over that to drop a shit in there? Beach buggy or something?
This is very close to the highway, as you can tell from the road noise. Hidden in the scrub a short distance from the old building are the remains of some old vehicles and a chook shed.
I think it was a chook yard, but I don't know, there's so much crap in there. Originally this was called Reen Soak, so it's somewhere around there is a soak. And then they started to improve it as more people moved towards Kalgoorlie, and then eventually the roller line came through. Is that the peak you pointed to begin with, or?
No, here. I was putting it here so we could just go across.
Yeah, okay.
Up and down.
Thanks to the rain from the other night, the water has collected along the stone wall and is running towards the dams.
Once upon a time they would have kept all this clear so that it would flow.
Sounds pretty good.
The day is overcast and not so hot, so we have walked to the top of Yellowdine Rock, which is marked by a small cairn.
So we're walking different ways down towards the dam, and I'm in a valley between two of the rocks, and I've just discovered this looks like it's the area where they've cut some of the rocks out to make the contour channels. Very sharp faces, and the drill holes where the wood was poked in and then moistened so it would split the rock. And then there's lots of broken bits of rock that they've left behind after they've shaped them. On that section up there is where they've quarried the rock. Stephen's walking towards it now. This is where the two channels join, and then continue on down here towards the dam. At one stage in the use of this dam, people would have been here to clean all the muck out so that the water ran properly without being trapped. So that's where it comes out of off the rock. I'm going to risk my legs here. Right there. Made it.
Ah, trees in your way. Sharp and gloves.
You just use your manky hands.
I did. Yeah, I did.
Two channels joining just here, over there, and heading off towards the dam on that side over there. And over here is another dam. Whoa, it's empty. So that one there is an overflow dam.
Yeah.
And you can see all the rock.
Keep in mind.
Yeah, must have had some torrents of water running through it. And that's looking at where the two contours join.
This one's built with rock as well.
And the dam itself also lined with rock. There is a massive amount of work going on here. And it shows you how deep it is. Let's see if I can walk up there. Even the way they've done all this work here to build, you know, the joint of the two channels, it's pretty huge.
Like I said before, they must be taking pride in the work that they do.
Yeah, unlike the fuckers who come in here and have a shit.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is out of control.
Yeah, ought to stop people from coming around camping willy-nilly.
Wow. This is really empty.
Look at the overflow at the other side.
Hmm. Carolee Dam. I've never seen those rock walls ever before.
Have you?
No, it's always been up to the rocks on the embankment, yeah. Well, the only reason it's being used now is because someone's repaired the flume.
Yeah.
And this is something that's really different to all the other dams that they built this thing.
I thought there was going to be water in it.
Flying ants everywhere. Oh, look at them all. Don't open your mouth up. Now there's two gates here, one to allow water into the dam and the other one to let the overflow, or if the dam's full, to let it out. And it just goes down that way. Well, this is whoa. This is interesting because you can see that they've dug down and then they've dug a big excavation underneath, so that's where all the water would come into. Dead one?
No.
Yeah, it's living down there.
Yep.
Got holes.
Definitely.
This small hut was once the home of a person who dreamed of farming. The small building has some homely touches, but it would have been really hot in summer and freezing cold in winter.
It's pretty dark in here.
Old farm machinery lies neglected, and sheets of tin flap in the breeze, while the cleared paddocks are the silent witness to the efforts at trying to make a living in a harsh environment. And a lone crow quietly calls my name. This is the receiving tank of number 7 pumping station. The whole area has had all buildings removed for some reason, and this deep tank is all that remains. And while we look at the ruins, we don't expect what is to happen in a few moments' time.
I wonder where the pumping station was from here. So this would have gone into wherever the pumping station was over there to dump coal off or whatever.
Well, it must be up there.
Well, this is where the pumping station was, just here. No, it had to be over in there somewhere, where those pipes come out of that dam.
Yeah, the big holes in the ground.
This would have to be the largest telegraph pole I have ever seen. Cast iron base has been shattered down the bottom, just around here.
How do you bend something like that? Hit a train with it.
Don't know. Big sergeant ant running up there, 2 of them.
This is where something strange happened. We were flying the drone over the site to see if we could get an idea of what had been in the area. Once the pipeline was buried but was dug up and placed above ground in the 1930s to stop the steel from rusting so quickly, there is still an open trench curving out towards the old railway line. It is hard to see the drone's view on a small phone while I am flying, but you can see a blue object like an old above ground pool. I had been following the trench, and once I was at the railway, I ordered the drone to return home. And while it was heading back, I spotted what I thought were cars. It is clear now that there is a camp here. As the drone landed, we heard an engine start and the sounds of crazy driving. Someone came close to us doing donuts and burnouts, after which there was a lot of yelling. The drone went into the car unceremoniously, and we too spun wheels as we left to avoid any sort of weird escalations.
We've just pulled up to Barabin. The actual railway station's on the other side of the Great Eastern Highway. We're going to duck across there and get across the other side of the pipeline to explore it. There is the old railway down in rocks over there, and you can see that there are a couple of big Japanese pepper trees and a big fig tree across the other side of the road. So we're going to go and scout that one out. Scout that one out.
Yeah, you're gonna. You scout that one out. You scout all the paper out. Look, rubbish everywhere here.
This is why people aren't allowed to stop in places.